So, welcome to a webinar of OpenLM. I am Sagi, and I will be your guide for this webinar. I'll show you OpenLM in a nutshell. Basically, the core functionality of OpenLM and a bit more. So, what is OpenLM, basically? What is it? Why are you here? Well, OpenLM helps you manage and monitor your licensing system. You probably have many license managers. You probably have FlexLMs, you have DSLSs, you probably have RLMs, you have many different license managers. Now, the vendor usually provides a certain interface, which you can see what's going on right now, but that's not enough. That's really not something that you can, well, build a house on, let's say. You can't really take the current information and extrapolate utilization from it. So what does OpenLM do? Basically, we monitor all those license managers. If it's a DSLS, if it's a FlexLM, an RLM, an RMS, doesn't matter. We support 35 different types of license managers. Now you can see here all the market leaders. We got RMS, Loom, HASP, FlexLM, DSLS, just a whole lot. Now all of them are monitored by OpenLM. Now, all the usage information, licensing information, expiry, just everything that you can think of in your licensing system is gathered and inputted into the OpenLM. So basically, it allows you to, first of all, monitor your whole system, but it also allows to manage a little bit. You'll be able to start, stop license managers. You'll be able to upload upload files to the license managers remotely. Basically, if you have 200 license managers, you won't really need to RDP or remote into each one. You can have everything consolidated in one place, so all the monitoring and a bit of management as well. Now, OpenLM also offers automation to your licensing system, so you can get notified when stuff happens. For example, a license server goes down, a license is about to be expired, someone is using the application for too long, whatever. You can automate OpenLM to even send you reports automatically, like give me the usage report of Autodesk every day. So you can get it every day on your desk, 8 a.m. So what OpenLM generally comes to do with the core product is reduce license spending and increase license availability, which kind of sounds strange. You're going to have a less amount of licenses, you're going to reduce spending, but you're going to have more availability. How is that possible? So this is exactly what OpenLM does. We help you to lower the amount of licenses that you have, because first of all, you see what's going on with the licenses. You see that, hey, this license is not utilized properly. I can buy less licenses next year. Great. But you can also use the licenses that you have better, meaning you increase the availability. Users will have more licenses, more free, more of the time, and you didn't increase the number. Now, I'm going to talk about it in a moment once I jump into the demonstration system. Now, as a result of all that, you can see that OpenLM, well, it helps you with compliance. If you have everything in a consolidated system in one place and you got all the reports that you need, well, you're pretty much compliant. You know what's going on. You won't have any vendors trying to find any misuse of their licenses. But let's try and see how OpenLM actually does that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you to the demonstration system of OpenLM. I'm going to show you here first a demo system, a live system, and also I'm going to show you a client database that we got. We had it encrypted, so we'll be able to show you the data, real data. But what are we seeing here? And what is the story that OpenLM tells? Well, the story starts with what's going on right now. OpenLM gathers your license manager's information into one place and shows you what's going on right now in your system. For example, you can see I have license servers, Autodesk, Siemens, ArcGIS, many different license servers. Now, if I expand here, you can see I can start it, stop it. I can even upload files to it. I have an issue here. I need to log in, sorry. Let's refresh. In any case, you can also see that OpenLM allows for logins. So different users can log into OpenLM and see different stuff. Now I can see everything because I'm the admin. But what are we seeing here? We're seeing Siemens, Autodesk, ArcGIS, many different license managers handling different vendors and different applications. So I see you might be having some issue, Ute. Please let me know if you can hear me or if you're having some. Fine now. Okay, great. Please, guys, if you are having any issues, just let me know. Just go to the questions box, like Ute did, and just type it in. Tell me I can hear you, or if you have a question, anything, just go ahead, type it in. So back to our case. Taking a look at Siemens, for example, I see that I have 31 users using out of 104 licenses that I have. Now let's click on that 104 and understand what we actually have. So we have these different products. Let's take ANSYS Professional NLT. We have 20 licenses out of that. And we actually are now utilizing 6 licenses out of those 20 licenses that we have. Now we clicked on that and we can see who is actually using it. So I see Brooke, I see Joseph, Rachel, Paul. I see which group they're from, which project they're working on currently. I see when they started, their session duration, which workstation they're working out of. And OpenLM can even show you the idle time of a certain application. Remember I told you that OpenLM can help you with license availability. How does it do that? Well, basically, it gets all the license hogs, the guys that are just getting licenses, putting them on their machine and never letting them go. Or just guys that come up to a certain application, they get a license, but they don't use it the whole day. They use it like maybe half a day and leave it on. So that license can go to someone else. So that is an extension of OpenLM. I won't be talking about that too much here, just want to skim over it. Just for you to know that OpenLM will tell you how long this user has been using that application, but also it will tell you how long he has been actually using the application and not just, I don't know, using another application or maybe on Facebook. But what are these names? Where are they coming from? What are these groups? These names, these groups, all the details come from the Active Directory. So you might have an Active Directory in your organization which holds all the details of all your users. Names, passwords, usernames, everything. So OpenLM synchronizes with that Active Directory, gets all the users, their details, their groups, their OUs, everything into OpenLM, and groups them according to what you defined. Now, of course, all their details are also there. Once you get all the users there, you can also have them access OpenLM with different logins. So they can have different roles and different users will be able to see different things in the OpenLM interface. Now, the credentials for them, they can also come from the Active Directory. So we pretty much got you covered security-wise. But okay, that's nice. we can see what's going on right now in our system. We can even build like a dashboard for us to get only the ones that we care about and see the amount of used licenses versus the amount that we have and see the percentages of usage. Great, but still, we can't, it's nothing to write home about. It's just current information, which is great, but it's not there yet. OpenLM will get you there. First of all, license servers, as you see in here. Here you see in like 9. Here I have 200 license servers, so this can scale up tremendously. We have some clients with 500 and more license servers. So you got all your license servers in one place, consolidated. You got all the different types in one place, the DSLS, RLM, FlexLM, LMX, all those just in one place. And you got all the details of what's going on right now. But we said we wanted usage information. So going to license usage report, we can see how far we are from actually maxing out a license. We got, in this case, 70 licenses, but maybe 8, 5, maybe 9 concurrent usage actually happen. That means I have 70 seats, but only like 8 people sat in those seats. So I have like 62 licenses in this case that I didn't use. Now, if we're taking a look at this part, then the license was severely underused. Well, you're wasting a lot of money here. This is one thing that OpenLM can tell you. But as time went on, we see that the usage rose and rose and rose and even got to a point when it was maxed out right here. Users started getting denied. No more licenses left. So first of all, we can see the health of our license. We see if we're utilizing it correctly. Now we can also get this in a table format and just export it, play around with a CSV file. Or we can also show it as a heat map. Let me grab the heat map demo view. By the way, you've seen me click on a stored filter, which you can store your own filters, just pop them up immediately. Don't really have to refilter each time. So what do we have here? What do we see here? It's clear as day. We got a heat map that shows us that most of the usage is within working hours, between 7 and 4. And we see that weekends, basically, it's well, it's all green. Not a lot of usage during the weekends. Now, I mentioned that at this point, right here, users actually started getting getting denied because you didn't have any seats left. You didn't have any licenses left. So those denied users, they can be seen here in denials report. The denials report shows you the amount of denials that you had. So you can aggregate the denials by user, for example, by server, by feature, or just by the different hours. You can also export it, show it as a table, and export it to a CSV file and just play around with the data. And something else that OpenLM does is show you true denials as well. It can aggregate true denials. So I have 48 denials here. I show true denials only, apply, and I have 26. What's the difference? It's denials that are aggregated together. For example, I got a user trying to get a license. So he tries to get a license once, gets denied. So he tries to get the license again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So that will be bunched up into one denial. It's a true denial. Last, we have license utilization report. If we take a look at the license usage report, we can approximate just about how healthy your license is. If we take a look at the denials report, we go in, well, we can say we had this happen after it was maxed out. We probably need this and that licenses. But nothing still here didn't give you a concrete number. You came here to look for a concrete number. I need something that tells me how many licenses I need because it's really convoluted and really difficult to do that for 200 different license managers. So this is what the license utilization does. It gives you that concrete number. But what is this number? If you set a certain quality of service, you can get the amount of licenses that you need. Quality of service, that means, well, if it's 95%, for example, then that means my users statistically will get the license that they need 95% of the times. 5% of the times they'll get denied. This is statistically speaking based on historical information. So what are we seeing here? Basically, we're seeing that I need 45 licenses, not 70 licenses that I have here, only 45 to reach a quality of service of 95%. Meaning that my users, out of 100 times that try to get the license, 95 times they'll get it. 5 times they won't. Now, let's also ignore weekends and consider only the working hours to see how it changes. And we see that we only need now 57 licenses. That's a huge reduction. We got 70 licenses, I need 57. Now, I don't have to tell you, some licenses can get very expensive. And what we usually see is anywhere between 15 to 30% reduction in the most expensive licenses, in the licenses that you really care about. This is what we usually do. We set up a meeting to install an evaluation version. We install OpenLM, and right off the bat, I tell him, select the feature that you care about the most. He selects the feature, and usually we see right off the bat 15 to 30% reduction in licensing cost for that specific license, only from this license utilization report. But we can take a look at it from another direction. If this tells us what we need, how many licenses we actually need, then licenses not in use report will tell us how many licenses we don't need. Meaning that it tells us the amount of licenses that we don't need to purchase next year. Out of this feature, I know that I don't need to purchase 35 licenses because they were never used, just ever. So it can tell me if I have 70 licenses and I only went up to 60, it will tell me you went up to 60. You never went up to 70. So I know I can just not buy 10 licenses next year. It can even show me which features out of the package is not used. I might buy a package and users are not using the whole package. So I can buy a smaller package. I can buy just a feature. Of course, it depends on the vendor itself. Each vendor does it differently. And also you can see a licensed server, which all its features were just never used. So, well, we can decommission that server. We don't need that anymore. Now, that's basically the story of OpenLM. That's basically the story of what OpenLM does. There are many more reports in OpenLM that we didn't go over, but I don't want to overload you with information, so we went over the basic core product of OpenLM, seeing the reports and how they interact with each other. But sometimes users, they go over all our reports. They have seen the license usage report and it's great. They've seen the denials, wonderful. Utilization, okay. They can also see license activity, meaning all of the sessions, all sessions from, of course, what you filter, and their durations. Now you can, of course, download that and play around with the data, but if you'd like custom reports, if you'd like custom dashboards, you'd like to play around with your own thoughts, with your own ideas, This is something that a lot of clients have been asking us. Hey, can I get this report? Can I get this aggregation? Can I get this or that? And we cannot develop specific report for specific users, so we developed the reporting hub. Now, what is reporting hub? It's basically an ETL engine. It's a data transferring engine. It transfers data from the OpenLM database, may it be MS SQL, MySQL, or Firebird, doesn't matter. Transfers all the data, calculates it, aggregates it into a reporting database. Now it can be either MS SQL, MySQL, or Postgres. Now on that database, you can implement any BI tool you want. You can read the database using any BI tool and basically create any report that you'd like. You can create customized reports. Because what you'll get at the end, you'll get all the data of OpenLM structured in different dimensions, structured in different measures. So you have everything that you need here: session duration, idle times, denials, quantities, concurrent usages, everything that you can think of. And it allows you to create reports such as this. For example, I have here denials report that tells me the amount of denials, transactions, checkouts, denied users, how many denied per user, the denial ratio. I can also see here, for example, how many users got denied and not just how many denials I had. Like I can get 1,000 denials, but was it created by 2 users, meaning I need 2 licenses, or by 1,000 users, meaning that I basically need 1,000 more licenses? What does that mean? Well, you can work it out in the BI. You can use any BI tool you want. If you have Tableau, CSense, just about anything. We use Power BI. It's a Microsoft tool. We use this to read the database, the reporting database, and basically you can create anything you like, you can integrate outside information into it. For example, purchasing information and user information, whatever you'd like, you can also integrate into the data of OpenLM. Power BI has many connectors. If it's Azure, Google Analytics, Mercado, MailChimp, whatever you want, we have a lot of connections here. And basically it allows you to combine OpenLM's data with everything else. So not only do you get custom dashboards, you can also combine them with other data sets. So that's basically OpenLM. We got the reporting capabilities of OpenLM, which is the core product, all the reports that you've seen in the core product of OpenLM. But the reporting hub, it's an extension. It comes to show you what else you can do in OpenLM once you're done with the main reports. Once the embedded reports, it's okay, but you got your manager asking for something specific, so you got to pull out the reporting hub for it. So we got a solution that completes the embedded reports. The embedded reports tell the full story, as you've seen, of your licensing system, starting from historical information to what's going on right now to predictions of how many licenses you'll actually need. And that's basically it, guys. I think I would like to hear from you now. If you have a question, if you want to know anything, there's a questions box and go to webinar. Just open up the questions box, go ahead, ask whatever you'd like. I'll be happy to help. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes to answer questions, so go ahead, shoot. This is your time. One thing that I want to mention before, if you want to ask a question and the webinar is over or you didn't get a chance to, you can just go to the OpenLM website, go to About Us and contact us. Now there are several ways for you to get in touch with us. You can either send us an email to support@openlm.com or sales@openlm.com, or you just call us up in one of these numbers. We'll be happy to answer. You can also call us up on chat. Clicking here will pull up the OpenLM online chat. You can start a chat in any language you desire. We have here. And that's it. That's like the fastest way to get in touch with us. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much for joining in, for listening in. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something about OpenLM that you didn't already know. And go ahead, if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in now, write them in now. But if you don't, and so I must tell you, thank you very much. Have a great day. I hope to see you in my next webinar. Thank you. So go ahead, guys. I got like 5 minutes. Answer any questions you'd like. Shoot. Brian is asking about scheduling capabilities. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, OpenLM is able to schedule reports to be sent by email. For example, this report, license activity, well, you can find this in all the reports of OpenLM, but let's take license activity, for example. So clicking share here, you can pull up the share link, share by email, but you can also schedule it. You can schedule it to be sent every week, every day, every hour, whatever you need. Any different reports that you'd like can be just sent to your email, requiring less work with the OpenLM interface. You simply don't have to worry about it. You set up the reports that you need. You walk into the office in the morning, get the reports. That's it. Don't need to filter, don't need to search, don't need even to log into anything. John is asking about tokens. Now, I'm not sure if you're talking about IBM tokens or the new Autodesk Token Flex business. Token Flex. Okay, so yeah, we also support Token Flex. If you don't know, Autodesk lately came up with this well, crazy method of licensing its applications. It's called Token Flex. We have a webinar on it. You can register for it. We'll talk about it in length. But generally, we do support it. We do monitor it, and we even monitor the switch that happens at midnight on the server. Again, more information on that on the webinar, uh, on the respective webinar. But for example, until someone else asks anything, we can go to reports, token flex. We have token flex usage, double token consumption, and released idle licenses. So these are like the new reports that we got for it. Shows the usage, and if someone, of course, got 2 tokens instead of 1 because he stayed more than 24 hours. Yes, IBM tokens as well. We support also IBM tokens. We don't have special reports for them, like the token flex. They are just simply get into the normal floating license reports because they act like a floating license as a token, basically. So yeah, we do support those as well. Okay, guys, so if no one has any more questions, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. I hope it was not too long, and have a great day. Bye, guys.